What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a spectacular week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Aries. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Cause it's General Energy Weekly Spread. I know you like the dance moves there, Aries. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Aries. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case of y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching Aries, so definitely check them out. One of them happens to be an Aries, so I think you really enjoy these other readers, so definitely check them out. Let's get your first card here. Oh, all right, small little baby tower here, but you got the 5th card of Taurus, which is the Broken Vase card. And with this card, this is a card of hardship, misfortune, trial, overcome, crisis, 2 steps back, change of state, grief, fix it, opportunity, pressure, burden, destroy, adversity, accident, disappointments, and setback. And the energy that's coming through here, Aries, is the hardship. And I feel like for some, if you've been maybe just kind of eating it as here, like just been really just kind of going through some tough times here, I feel like that, especially if we, things just been just kind of accumulating, just I feel like that's a time to kind of take a moment and pause and really just kind of evaluate what's going on, When I think about Taurus energy, they deal with like the 5 senses, and I feel like to really appreciate those senses, you need to be really present in the moment. And where these situations might be tough to deal with, Aries, I do feel like that there is these hardships drive us towards action, because there's something in our lives that we no longer that's no longer serving us a purpose, or that is creating this friction, or that's going against what we are meant to do. And so I feel like that if we've been in these tough times of late, figuring out what actions can we take, but also too, if this is something that you've just been maybe trying to shoulder all by yourself, I feel like this is not a sign of weakness or anything to reach out and ask for help when you need it, because we're not meant to, where there are things on this journey that we're meant to do alone, we're not meant to just do everything alone, because that's a lot when you carry on that weight of the world, and then you do it with the sense of that, maybe for some we've if we're not feeling this, maybe we might get to this point where it's just like we feel this sense of loneliness, like maybe that maybe other people can't handle it, or that maybe as far as like maybe how we feel about these things, or maybe even the situation or something along those lines. But when you're hurting, Aries, the soul tribe is hurting, and so it's just I feel that there is maybe finding those people that we can kind of trust in, and that can kind of, if not maybe help you with your situation, at least take some of that burden off of you. This gives me very kind of, with this, especially with this hardship, it's like this gives me very kind of 10 of Wands energy. We just been kind of, just been shouldering a lot, because you are a tough sign, Aries, don't get me wrong, but there's I feel like don't let toughness and pride and things get in the way of that keep us from, that may put ourselves deeper into this hole here. But let's get some tarot and get some details on this. you. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Interesting. Okay. Small little reversal storm here. That's alright. Because you have the Page of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and then the High Priestess in reverse here. And then we have the Ace of Cups upright. And I feel like for some Aries, you know, with this Ace of Cups being here, I almost am getting this energy of, because it's interesting, like, what I'm kind of getting here with the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess kind of being here is that, you know, we have been maybe feeling a lot as of late, in that, I don't know, it's like maybe for some it's like we had maybe we're afraid of like kind of sharing these hardships or things along those lines, because the High Priestess, she's represented by the moon, and the moon in like our astrology charts and things, those things that are like those emotions and things that are really kind of close to us, that, you know, only those who really know us get to see that side of us, like, truly. And I feel like for some, it's like maybe we've been trying to keep on this front of just like everything's fine, you know, you're still just fun loving Aries, you know, getting stuff done and things like that. And that's not to say you aren't that Aries, but again, when we're going through this place of where our foundation isn't feeling solid, or, you know, we're feeling that just like the ground has been just kind of ripped out from underneath us, or that it's just been kind of just been draining on your reserves and things, you know, maybe this is something where maybe we've been dealing with like a financial strain, possibly, you know, that's just one example. You know, finances can always have us just like have us, you know, put us in sort of like a weird state, you know, maybe we feel that we're not being responsible, or maybe even we feel like maybe, and this might be something too, maybe we have been, you know, maybe a little irresponsible, maybe been a little more kind of maybe just like, I'm almost getting like this energy of maybe for some it's like maybe we've been like kind of impulse buying, just for example, or maybe this could even be just like maybe and just for some, you know, take it as it resonates, maybe this could even be like a gambling thing, possibly. Maybe we've kind of dipped into reserves and stuff, and now we're in this place of just like, I almost feel like it's just like, how do we free ourselves up from this, almost it's like this mentality here of that, I don't know, so it's like maybe we're like, I'm almost even getting this like sense of like maybe even like embarrassment, or even feeling ashamed for even having gotten to this point, or something along those lines, Aries. But I feel that it's just like we can, is that mentality really being, again, of, is it really getting you to where we can fix things, you know what I mean? And I feel that it's just like there's a need to just kind of, we all make mistakes, Aries, you know. I remember once, you know, just talking about gambling. It wasn't anything big, but I went to, I used to work in a casino, so I'm not really a big fan, but I went with some friends and I spent a little more money than I had expected to. And then I went the following day to kind of like make my money back. And luckily I did. We broke even, everything was fine, but it's just that I almost feel like it's something like that. It's just like we're, but I'm also kind of getting to just kind of with the Four of Pentacles here. It's like maybe this was something where we may have been presented with like an opportunity, let's say, not necessarily like a loan shark, but it's just like, or maybe it could be maybe like a loan shark, maybe in like a pyramid scheme or something like that, where we may have gotten involved in something where we got it in a little deep, and now we're trying to find our ways to get out of this. But however this may be translated, I feel like don't try not to, again, try not to let like pride in things try to get in the way of like, if we need a little assistance until we can get back on our feet, then I say, you know, tap into that resource there, Aries. All right, a little tough little start there, but you know what, that those hardships and stuff, they help us grow there, Aries. And make sure too, you know, listen to that intuition, you know. But let's get another oracle on this. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Aries. Ooh, interesting. All right, maybe going on a little trip here, Aries, because you got the 6th card of Aquarius, which is the airplane card. And with this card, this is a card of travel, long distance, speed, overcome, rise up, freedom, no boundaries, breaking free, in control, things work out, taking off, leave it behind, and internal guidance systems. And the energy that's coming through here, Aries, is the in control. And maybe for some, especially with how we were talking about this hardships and things, maybe things have been feeling out of your control, and it's just like, again, now we're trying to find, how do we get to this state of stability again, and I feel like we want to be kind of mindful or be kind of careful when we're talking about being in control, because if we try to keep a grip on, we can't truly control every external thing that happens to us, Aries. But the thing we can be in control of, and I'm always telling Cancer, that's my sun signs in Cancer, where we may not be able to control the tower moments, maybe the external things that are inflicted upon us. We can control how we feel about them, and then that provides a perspective to help us navigate through these situations with ease, to kind of see above all of this, the material stuff in this realm, and how this is kind of shaping you to where you want to be, because I get where, this is I don't know, Aries. It's just I feel that it's when we're kind of operating from that sort of standpoint, it helps keep our minds clear, so that we can take steps in the present to set our future self up for the future, our future selves up for success. But I feel like if we always try to be in this state of control, as opposed to just sort of going with the flow of the energies, is almost what I'm kind of getting with this Ace of Cups here, just allowing things to divulge sort of naturally, then you can find this level of control in the uncertainty in things. It's like you learn how to ride the wave, because it's even like when you're on a plane, you may hit bumps along this way, and things like that, but we kind of relax with it and kind of go with, instead of fighting against the current, because it was like kind of chariot energy. If we don't fight against the current, it just helps things just kind of intuitively, you start feeling this things out a little bit more. But let's get some tarot on this. Ooh, there's that 10 of Wands. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Aries. All right. So you have the 6 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and then the Judgment card in reverse here. And then you have the King of Pentacles upright, Aries. And I feel like with this, I almost feel like with this 6 of Swords and kind of Judgment combo here, that I'm almost getting an energy of just we've been trying to force stability or something along those lines. It's like we've been trying to it's like for some, it's like we're trying to move on to this new experience, try to move to this new level of stability, or trying to get again where things are in control here. But I feel like with the Judgment card, and I might need to get a little bit more on that, but I feel like with the Judgment card, there's something here, and with the 6 of Wands being in reverse, that there's something that is holding us back possibly. And this could be, again, maybe we're trying to, I don't know, maybe kind of force this level of control, or this maybe too, it's like maybe there's something where we're trying to get in control of how we, let me get a little bit more on this Judgment card before I get into that. because it's like there's something that's been we're trying to move on to new experience and trying to get this level of control here, but in order to do that, there's something here that's there's a weight that's needed to be lifted. There's something that's we've been kind of carrying for a while, and it's just like as soon as we like a leap, like, oh, and there's wifey, interesting. Oh, and there's the chariot. Fascinating. So you have the queen. The judgment card is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot in reverse here, Aries. And it's like we're trying to get. It's like we're trying to sow these new seeds of like, or trying to get to this new beginning or something along those lines. But there's something here that is it's that's slowing down this chariot, that's really kind of tapping into our resources, or there's something that is, I'm almost even getting an energy of that. For some, it's like we're trying to run away from something, even, like maybe if we were to just like move or something like that, that this would bring this things back into control again or something along those lines, instead of maybe facing these hardships kind of head on here or something along those lines, Aries. And I feel like with the King of Pentacles, there's a need to stand strong and stand firm and face this stuff head on and figure out what do we need to do to fix this stuff here. There's something, and I hope that this makes sense, Aries, but it's like, because here's the thing, if we haven't done that shadow work or done any sort of healing, or if there's something in the past that's been kind of following us, maybe we're trying to run from loans or whatever that is, it's yeah, we want to be mindful of that, because I feel like we may not be utilizing our resources to the best of our abilities here, that there's very fascinating, Aries. So just because even thinking with Pluto energy, Pluto can deal with like power and things, and it's like, and I feel like it's just like, yeah, in order to get that power, well, all right, I'm gonna leave that there, Aries. That's interesting energy, but if that's something you're resonating with, we want to be, we just want to be kind of mindful of that. All right, let's get to your last card here, Aries. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something as serious as like as a financial thing. I mean, just because we're talking about that, since you got all these pentacles, but this could even be like this. Pentacles can deal with more than just your finances. This could be maybe a health thing that we're ignoring, or maybe we're trying to, yeah, just yeah. Let's get your last oracle card here. Alright, let's see what else is going on. Interesting. Alright. So you have the 8th card of Cancers here, which is the Well card. And with this card, this is a card of deeper meaning, community, hidden emotions, nourishing, social resources, true feelings, support, savings, perception, sustenance, looking deeper, provided for, and consciousness. And the energy that's coming through here, Aries, is the social resources. And I feel like this is what I was kind of feeling earlier. It's like maybe for some, it's like we've been trying to take on something by ourselves, or maybe we've been, just kind of been maybe running from these problems or been avoiding whatever this hardships are. And I feel that there may be more people, Queen of Pentacles, yeah, where she's a resourceful figure, she doesn't have to do, she can only do so much by herself. Sometimes she's got to hit up her partner, the King of Pentacles, whether this be maybe our parents, or maybe even if you have that available, or maybe friends, or, maybe this is something where, maybe we've gotten into some sort of maybe thing with a relationship, and maybe we're afraid to tell our partner that, things have gotten a little out of hand or something along those lines. But I feel that if we were to again, maybe face this stuff, bring this hidden things up to light here. Just thinking with the Judgment card, face it, there may be some tough emotions that come up with the Chariot being Cancer energy, because even thinking too, how we're talking about the moon rules over Cancer, and Cancer and the moon, they're associated with the fourth house, the home space, your foundation. And so I just, it may be a little intense at first, but it's going to be, I feel, less intense than if we were to just keep going on this track, Aries, because this is a weird place to kind of operate from, and I feel that it's just going to just keep kind of spiraling and lead to this tower, domino effect, until that's how towers happen, and then hanged man situations, judgments in reverse. It's a lot here, Aries, but let's get some last stuff, your final tarot on this. Alright, Aries, last little bit here. Interesting. Alright, so you have one of your cards, you got the Nine of Cups, one of your cards, the Queen of Wands, and then the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here, and then we have the Six of Wands upright. Let's switch back over here, Aries. Because I feel like with the Six of Wands, the Six of Wands can be a card of victory, a card of, but I almost feel it's like, you see how there's this whole crowd here that's standing out here, Aries, celebrating this one person. I feel that if we were, especially if we've been kind of just keeping these things kind of hidden within, or just like not wanting to deal with this stuff, I feel like for some, it's almost like maybe, again, it's like I feel there's this energy of, I feel there are more people willing to maybe help you with the situations than you realize, Aries, but I feel like maybe we're worried again about maybe how we may look to others, like our image here, that we know that, you may be the person who's like usually like the one, like people come to you to figure things out, because Aries is always because you're a very intelligent sign, you rule the head, and it's just like, it's, you're used to, always having a game plan and things like that. But now it almost feels, with the Knight of Pentacles being in reverse here, it's just like we don't know what to do. It's just like we've kind of we're like almost like backs against the wall, and that's a tricky place to be, because now we're going to get to the state of being reactive in things, and it's going to affect how you manifest, and it's gonna just keep attracting more hardships and things until we adjust these energies here, Aries, with the Nine of Cups being here. But and your ruler, and it's still a little early, but your ruler is getting ready to move into Libra here soon, and Libra deals with relationships and for strengthening old alliances and new alliances. It's not that we have to tell everyone what's going down, but I feel at least just kind of sharing these things with someone and not keeping this stuff hidden up or keeping it bottled up, I feel like it really kind of changed the direction of this stuff here, Aries. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So very tricky energy, but if anything resonates with you, find this, give it a thumbs up, and just let that be an indicator too, to let other Aries know that we all, sometimes we kind of get in it, and we think that we can get this stuff figured out, but sometimes it's hard, to get that, but. And share this if you know someone who may be going through this thing. You maybe not been seeing themselves, or been kind of putting on this sort of front or something along those lines. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then on a lighter note, Aries, look at you getting some of these the hottest tickets to come over to my other channel. Not that you need them, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot and Friends. Do videos Monday through Friday there. Absolutely geek out over the High Priestess flip when the chariot goes through to discuss lunar shenanigans. You can meet Rhonda. It's a great old time there, Aries. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And how fascinating, Aries. Because you got the Four of Cups here, which is, did I tell you High Priestess is the moon? You got Cancer. This is the moon in Cancer. And I feel that, you see how she's got these headphones here? I feel like that, you know, we're just so maybe so caught up in our heads and so focused on this other stuff here that we're missing out on chances to people who maybe who can help us if we allow them that space, Aries. But I feel that, you know, it's like the universe is trying to give you a way out in things. It's like we may know in our heads, you know, been getting these like kind of divine messages and things that like, Aries, you got to ask for help. We need to ask for help. We need to do something. But, you know, if we keep ignoring that, then things again are just going to keep piling on until, you know, we have to face them. But let me get your oracle card here so I get you out of here. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Aries. Interesting, Aries. So you got the experience card in reverse here. And I feel with this energy, Aries, that there's a need to, like, not necessarily reach out to some, this could be for some reaching out to someone who has experiences in fixing these situations, but because that's interesting too. Now I'm just kind of looking at that. How you got the king, the queen of pentacles, and then they're like their oldest child, the knight of pentacles. And it's just, I feel like it's maybe looking to some wiser figures, maybe, or someone who can help you with this stuff, you know, because this may be just like out of your, it's a new experience for you, and it's just like, how do we operate in this? And there's going to be a lot to learn from this, Aries, you know, but I do feel like it's something where we need to kind of face this thing head on and realize that we don't always have all the answers for everything. You know, we do sometimes need that assistance, those other perspectives to kind of see things help us, just guide us. So, you know, we can't just always be in this just sort of like, oh, I'll figure it out as I go. You know, that can sometimes that works, but you know, there's a limit, I feel like, even to that. So just something to be mindful of there, Aries. But you stay safe out there with these hardships and ignoring these things, Aries. We want to be mindful and don't feel afraid to lean on others. And in all this, Aries, because this is a lot of stress and things, you know, these can potentially lead to that. So you make sure to take care and raise your vibration through the roof, you know, however that looks, you know, just something to just kind of do some deep breathing, you know, just kind of be present with this and figure out where to go next. And I will catch you on the next one later.